Hello everyone, welcome to PM Networking. Guys, today we will discuss how to configure RIP. RIP means RIP version 1, RIP version 2 and default version, right? And how to troubleshoot if someone configure RIP between these three router or in large network, right? How to troubleshoot. After that, verification command. So you will learn each and everything about RIP routing protocol. RIP routing protocols. You will see verification command, how to configure, how to troubleshoot, what is the difference between version 1, version 2, default version, right? Each and everything we are going to discuss in this session. So please watch the video till the end. First of all, let me know you what is the basic difference between RIP version 1 and RIP version 2. RIP version 1 and RIP version 2. So guys, as you know, in RIP version 1, update will send on broadcast address like 255.255.255.255. But if I talk about RIP version 2, then update will send on multicast address, and that multicast address is 224.0.0.9. So we will verify this information as well, right? We will verify. But if I talk about RIP version 1, so RIP version 1 doesn't support VLSM. RIP version 1 doesn't support VLSM. So we will discuss first what is the meaning of this line. RIP version 1 doesn't support VLSM, right? So first I will configure RIP on R1, RIP version 1, right, and RIP version 1 on R2, and after that I will clear this point, right? RIP version 1 doesn't support VLSM, doesn't support VLSM, and RIP version 2 support VLSM. So you will understand what do you mean by this. RIP version 1 is not supporting VLSM, RIP version 2 is supporting VLSM, right? That means when I will configure RIP version 1, right, so this R1 will advertise this prefix to R2, but R2 will install this prefix in their routing table like this 10.0.0.0, this network, right? So these three network, right, this router will install only a single prefix in their routing table, right? Okay, after that, next difference is here in RIP version 1, authentication doesn't support. Does not support authentication. But if I talk about RIP version 2, the RIP version 2 support authentication, MD5 authentication. So we will discuss about this point as well, right? So first of all, let me configure RIP version 1 on R1 and R2. After that, I will show you the routing table of R2, right? So I have topology like this, right? I am running network between R1 and R2 is 192.168.10.0/30, right? This is my first network, and here 10.4. Why? Because I am using /30 over here. If I am using /30, that means subnet mask will be 255.255.255.252, right? My block size will be 4. So that's the reason my first network is 192.168.10.0 and my second network is 192.168.10.4, right? And last IP address of this network is 192.168.10.3. so first valid IP address is 10.1 and last valid IP address is 10.2, right? So I am getting only 2 IP address in this network, right? And we need only 2 IP address, one for this interface and one for this interface. That's why I am using /30 over here. In the same way, broadcast address of this network is 192.168.10.8, 10.7, sorry, noted 7. First valid IP address is 10.5 and last valid IP address is 10.6. So I am getting only 2 IP address in this network as well. So let me configure IP address on R1 first, right? So go to R1 and let me configure IP address first. Configure terminal interface fast Ethernet 0/0, no shutdown. IP address 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.252, right? Interface loopback 1. I am creating 3 loopback over here. Loopback means virtual interface, right? Just you can imagine that this is my LAN network as well, right? This is a virtual interface. So IP address, I am not going to take switch and PC. After that I am not going to connect PC through switch then switch to router. That's why I am creating loopback over here. So IP address for loopback 1 is 10.1.1.1. Subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. Exit. Now interface loopback number 2. IP address will be 10.1.2.1 255.255.255.0. Guys, I am going to show you each and everything about RIP version 1 and RIP version 2, but step by step. First of all, let me discuss basic, right? Now I am going to create loopback 3 over here. So interface loopback 3 and IP address. We don't need to run no shutdown command over here because this is a virtual interface. It's right. 10.1.3.1 and subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. Okay. Now let me configure IP address on R2 first. Then I will show you how to configure RIP. Router. Oh no. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0, no shutdown, and IP address. IP address will be 192.168.10.2 255.255.255.252. Exit. Now interface fast Ethernet 0/1, no shutdown. IP address. IP address will be 192.168.10.5. 255.255.255.252. Fine. Let me configure IP address on R3 as well, right? So we don't need to configure IP address later. Go to R3, interface fast Ethernet 0/0, no shutdown. IP address 192.168.10.6 255.255.255.252. Exit. Let me ping my neighbor. Do ping 192.168.10.5. Yes, I am able to ping. Yes, I am able to ping my neighbor. Right. Let me create some loopback over here as well. Interface loopback 1. IP address. IP address for loopback 1 is 172.168.10.1. Subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. Let me configure one more loopback over here. IP address 172.168.10.10, not 10, 20.1 255.255.255.0. Exit. Right. Okay. Now go to R1. So this is my R1, as you can see over here. So IP root, right? There is directly connected network only, right? So I am going to configure RIP. Let me show you. There is no any routing protocol is running now. So IP protocol, as you can see over here, there is no any routing protocols running now. Let me configure RIP over here. Configure terminal. Command to configure RIP is router RIP. After that, version. So I am going to configure version 1. So RIP version 1. After that, network command. So I can advertise network individually, or I can directly advertise all the network or all the network which is running on my interface, So configure RIP on all interface, right? Network 0.0.0, right? If I will enter, then automatically RIP will enable on all the interface, right? But let me configure RIP by individual interface. So on interface 0/0 network is 192.168.10.0. Fine. After that network 10.1.1.0. After that network 10.1.2.0, and after that 1.1.3.0. Right. Let me show you. So IP protocol. So IP protocols. This is verification command. Let me maximize it. Right. So as you can see over here, I am running so IP protocol over here. Now routing protocol is RIP. Fine. Now routing protocol is RIP. You don't need to focus on this two line. Right. Now you have to focus over here. Update time, sending update after every 30 seconds. That means RIP is sending update after every 30 seconds. That's why we call in RIP update will send periodically, right? Because RIP is sending update after every 30 seconds, right? Next, due in 0 second. Okay, now invalid time for RIP you already know is 180 second, right? Hold on time in RIP is 180 second, plus time in RIP is 240 second, right? Now you need to focus over here. Default version control, send. Now I am running which version on this router? Version 1. So that's why this router will send update to the router we are running version 1, and this router will receive update from the RIP version 1 router only, right? So this router is going to send as well as receive to the update from version 1 only, right? To version 1 only. So on this interface, version send one update and receive one update. On this interface, send one update, receive one update. On this interface, send one update and receive one update. On this interface, send one update and receive one update, right? Okay, let me enable debug IP RIP over here, right? Let me enter. Now just wait. You can see over here, guys, RIP is sending update to 255.255.255. Let me disable debug, right? So no and all, right? Yes, now debug is disable off, right? You can see when I enable debug, I get this message. Which message? This message, right? This message. Just check what this message is telling us. Now RIP sending update. Which version? Version 1 update to a broadcast address 255.255.255.255. Why? Because I am running RIP version 1 and RIP version 1 send update on broadcast address, right? Via which interface? Via interface 0/0, right? 0/0. What IP address running on this interface? 192.168.10.1. This is verification, guys. This is very important for troubleshooting. Trust me, right? So RIP version 1 is sending an update to broadcast address via fast Ethernet 0/0, where I am running IP address 192.168.10.1, right? Now, but this router is not receiving any update, right? Because I am not enabled RIP on R2 now, right? That's the reason why this router is only sending update, right? Network. And in this update, what information will be there? There will be information of network 10.0.0.0. Why 10.0.0.0? That's the reason I am using RIP version 1, and RIP version 1 doesn't support VLSM, right? So it's sending update, it's sending prefix in update like 10.0.0.0. It is class full routing, right? RIP version 1 is class full routing. Never send subnet mask with prefix, right? Never send subnet mask with prefix. And telling this router is that to their neighbor that for you metric will be 1, right? For you metric will be 1. This network is directly connected with me, right? So hop count for me is 0, right? But for you hop count will be 1. In RIP hop count is metric is hop count, right? So 1 is hop count. This router is telling to their neighbor that for this network hop count will be 1 for you, right? Now RIP version 1 is sending update to A to loop back. This one, loop back 2, sending update to loop back 3, to loop back 1, right? But guys, tell me why this router is sending update to loop back. Is there any router? No. So who will reply? No one. So we need to just suppose I have connected one switch over here, right? Let me connect one switch. Okay. Soon I will remove it as well. Just suppose. And suppose here I have 100 user. Suppose I have 100 computer connected to this switch. So R1 will send update on this interface as well, on this interface as well, on LAN interface. This is my LAN interface. So why this router is sending update on LAN interface, right? Because I don't want that you should send update on LAN interface, because in LAN interface there is user connected. Why you are using bandwidth, right? So we should stop the sending update on LAN interface. In the same way on loopback interface. So how we can disable sending update on loopback interface? Router, go to router, RIP. First things, if you are configuring RIP, then first thing you need to configure is this, right? You have to disable sending update on your LAN interface. So go to run this command router RIP. After that, passive interface. Make this interface as passive interface loopback 1. Now this router will never send update to on loopback 1. In the same way, you have to configure passive interface to loopback 2 and loopback 3 as well, right? Now let me enable debug IP RIP. Now guys, wait. This router will never send update on loopback, right? This router is sending update on which interface? On fast Ethernet 0/0, right? As you can see over here. But this router is not sending update on loopback interface. So first of all, you need to configure passive interface to your LAN interface. Fine. Now come to R2. As you can see over here, now this router is not sending update on loopback interface. After 30 seconds, this router will again send update to, as you can see over here, this router is sending one more update to which interface? On fast Ethernet 0/0. So after 30 seconds, this router will definitely send update to fast Ethernet 0/0, on fast Ethernet 0/0. Let me disable debug and debug. So it's not working. Do debug. Okay, not working. So let me run this command. No debug IP RIP. Okay, now you can see RIP protocol debugging is off, right? Let me come to R2 and let me configure RIP. Right? Now I am on R2. Yes, you can see router RIP version 1, right? And network 192.168.10. 0. Now this router will start sending update to R1 route, right? Debug IP RIP. Wait, this router will send update to R1, right? As you can see over here, this router is sending update. Yes. On which interface? On fast Ethernet 0/0. Right? In the update, what information will be there? No, this router is receiving this update, right? Let me run no IP debug command. No debug IP RIP. Right? Now let me maximize it, and you can see now this router is received one update from RIP version 1, right? From 192.168.10.1 on which interface? On 0/0. And in that update, what information is there? There is 10.0.0.0. There is one prefix, that is 10.0.0.0. For that prefix, hop count is 1. For that prefix, hop count is 1. Now this router is also sending an update, right, on address 255 on broadcast, right? Via which interface? Via fast Ethernet 0/0, where I am running IP address this, right? Let me show you routing table of R1, R2. So IP route RIP. As you can see over here, here is one entry, right? Here is R means RIP. R means RIP. So this router learn this prefix from which protocols? From RIP, right? Okay, 10.0.0.0/8. Guys, I am using /8 or /24, /8. But R1 is advertising this prefix 10.0.0.0/8. Why? Because I am using RIP version 2 and RIP version 2 doesn't support VLSM, right? It is a RIP version 1 is a class full routing, right? So that's why R1 is advertising this prefix with /8, right? And you can see over here AD value is 120, right? RIP use AD value 120. Okay, and metric is 1. For this prefix, metric is 1, right? Via next hop IP address is 192.168.10.1, and this router learn this prefix on which interface? On fast Ethernet 0/0. Until when this prefix is learned? 0 second, 2 second, sorry, 3 second, 4 second, 6 second, right? So 6 seconds, right? Just wait. Let's see. After 30 second, this timer will reset, right? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 1, right? You can see over here, right? So after 30 seconds, this router is sending update, and this router is resetting their timer, right? Now let me configure RIP on R3, right? So first of all, let me configure RIP on fast Ethernet 0/1 as well. Router RIP version 1, network 192.168.10.4. Right? Now go to R3. Configure terminal. Right? Router RIP version 1. Right? And network is 192.168.10.4. right? Now guys, let me show you. So IP protocol. So I am running RIP protocol over here, right? So this router is sending update after every 30 seconds. Yes. Invalid time 180 second, hold time 180 second, flash time 240 second. That means this router, if this router will not receive any update, right, after 30 seconds. This router will not receive an update after 30 seconds, right? Then after how much time this router will flush this information from their routing table? 240 seconds. And after which time this router will declare invalid route? This is invalid route after 180 seconds, right? Now this router will send to the router of version 1 and receive prefix from the router which is from the version 1, right? Okay, let me show you routing table. So IP route. So yes, there is some entry. There is one entry for RIP, right? For RIP 192 no stand.0.0.0 slash again /8. But now metric is 2. Metric is 2 because go to R2. Go to R2 and enable debug over here, right? Debug IP RIP. Okay, just wait. R2 will send update to R3. R2 will send update to R3 after every 30 seconds. So just wait. I am waiting for that update. So this one on fast Ethernet 0/1, right? So that means this update is sending to R3. Now you can see over here metric is 2, right? Now R2 is telling to R3 that for you metric will be 2 because I am receiving this update to R1, right, with hop count 1, right? And this for R2 metric will be 1 to reach in this network, and R2 is telling to R3 that for you metric will be 2, right? So if you want to reach in this network, right, so for metric for you will be 2, right? That's the reason why R3 is storing this information in their routing table with metric 2. Who tell to R3? If someone will ask to you, who tell to R3 that metric will be 2? So you have to answer R2, right? R2 is telling to R3 that for 10 network metric will be 2. Fine. So there is one entry, but guys, you can see 10.0.0.0 is receiving this update with /8, right? Now let me remove RIP version 1 from all router. No router RIP. Okay. So IP route RIP. Is there any entry? So IP protocol. Is there any protocols I am running? No. Let me remove from R2 as well. Go to R2. No router RIP. Right? You can see. So IP protocol. Is there any protocol? No. So IP route RIP. Is there any entry in RIP table? No. RIP routing table? No. Let me remove RIP version 1 from R1 as well. So router RIP and no router RIP, right? Exit. So IP protocol. Is there any protocol running? No. So IP route RIP. Is there any route RIP table? No. Right. Now let me configure RIP version 2 over here on R1. So go to configure terminal, router RIP and version 2. Now I am telling version 2. That means this router will support VLSM. Now this router is not going to advertise this prefix like this 10.0.0.0. Now this router will advertise this prefix 10.1.1.0/24, 10.1.2.0/24, right? So earlier R2 in R2 routing table there was only one entry, but now let me show you. First let me advertise network. Let me run this command 0.0.0.0. Now go to R2, right? if I am running network 0.0.0.0, that means I am enabling RIP on all active interface, right? On all active interface. In the same way, I have to run this command over here as well. Router RIP version 2 and network 0.0.0.0. Right? Now let me show you routing table of R2. So IP root. So IP root. And still there is only one entry at 10.0.0.0/8. Right? So why? Because in RIP version 2 you have to run one more command, that is no auto summary, because by default RIP version 2 support auto summary. Let me disable debug first. No debug IP RIP. Right? Now let me remove. Okay, no need to remove over here. Is first of all, let me go to R1 and type no auto summary command over here. Now check routing table of R2. So IP root. So IP root clear IP RIP. No, this command is not valid. Okay, yes. Now yeah, guys, you can see over here there is how many prefix? There is 3 prefix. First one is 10.1.1.0, second one is 10.1.2.0, and third one is 10.1.3.0. Right? Now, because I run no auto summary command on R1, right? Now R1 is not summarizing this route, right? R1 is not summarizing this route. But tell me, when R2 will share this prefix to R3 and I am not running no auto summary command over here, then again this router will summarize this prefix, right? Let me show you. Go to R3. Go to R3 and enable RIP over here. Router RIP network 0.0.0. Okay. So IP root. Guys, you can see over here there is only one entry. Why? Because when I run no auto summary command on R1, no auto summary on R1, that means R1 is not summarize. R1 will not summarize this route, right? R1 will share this route to R2 like this with /24. So R1 is storing this prefix in their routing table like this 10.1.1.0/24, 2.0/24, 10.1.3.0/24, right? But I was not run no auto summary command on R2, right? No auto summary command on R2. So R2 is advertising these prefix, right, to R3, but after summarization, R2 is summarizing this prefix, right? So what we need to do over here, we need to run no auto summary command on R2 as well. Now you can see the routing table of R3. There is only one entry for 10 network, right? 10.0.0.8. Let me run no auto summary command on R2. Router RIP version 2, no auto summary. Now routing table of R3. Just wait for some time. After 30 seconds, R2 will send one update, right? Then R3 will update their routing table, right? Just wait. Yes. Now you can see over here. Now routing table of R3 is updated. So this was convergence time, right? Convergence time. Guys, what is convergence time? What do you mean by convergence time? Convergence time for RIP is 30 seconds, right? So what is convergence? If interviewer will ask you what is convergence time, so what will be your answer? Time, guys, understand, time taken by a router to update their routing table. Time taken by a router to update their routing table. That particular time is known as convergence time. That particular time is known as convergence time. So this router, this R3 was taking 30 seconds to update their routing table. So convergence time in RIP is 30 seconds, right? Now you can see the routing table, there is 3 entry, right? Now R2 is not advertising this prefix with summarization, right? Now R2 is not summarizing this prefix. But if I will connect one more router over here, if I will connect one more router over here, R4, and I will connect R4 to R3, then again if I will not run no auto summary command on R3, then R3 will summarize this prefix, right? You can see on R2, because R3 is also advertising these two prefix, right? But check in R2 routing table. Let me open the routing table of R2, right? Exit. So IP root, right? So IP root, guys, is there any entry for 172 network? No. Why? I think this network is not advertised in RIP, right? So let me advertise this prefix in RIP as well. So IP interface brief exclude unassigned. So yes, there is IP address, right? Let me configure, let me enable RIP on loopback 1 and loopback 2. So router RIP version 2 and network 172.168.10.0, other network 192.168.20.0, right? Let me take the routing table of R2 now. So IP root. So yes, there is one entry, but this is summarized network /16, but I am using /24. So what we need to do over here is we need to run no auto summary command on R3. Go to R3 router RIP version 2 and no auto summary. So IP protocol. Right? So IP, let me maximize it. So IP protocol, right? You can see, but this router I am running RIP version 2 over here. That means this router will send update to router of version 2, and this router will receive update from the router of version 2 where I am running RIP version 2 only. Now I am going to remove this configuration from this all three router, and now I am going to configure RIP version 1 over here, RIP version 1 over here, and RIP version 2 over here, and here default version, right? RIP default version. So let me remove. Okay, so I am running RIP version 2 over here, fine, no problem. Let me remove from R1 and let me configure RIP version 1. Router RIP no auto, no router RIP. Now router RIP version 1, router RIP version 1, right? And network 0.0.0. Fine. Go to R2. No router RIP. Now router RIP, and I am not going to configure any version. That means automatically RIP default version of RIP will enable on this router, right? So network will be 0.0.0, right? Now you can see over here, guys. So IP root. So IP root. Is there any entry? Is there any entry for 10 network? No. No, 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 no. Is there any entry for 172 network? No. So IP root, no. Let me check, go to R1, network is here, right? Let me enable debug IP RIP. So R1 is sending update to R2 or not? Yes, definitely R1 will send update to R2. Just wait. After 30 seconds, this router will send update to R2. Yes, you can see over here, right? Let me disable debug. Now you can see now RIP version 1. So update is sending on which address? On broadcast loopback 1, right? So again this router is sending update on loopback. So we need to configure passive interface loopback 1, loopback 2 and loopback 3. But I am interested in this update. So R1 is sending update on fast Ethernet 0/0. But in R2 routing table, there is one entry. There is one entry of TAN network. Right? There is one entry of TAN network. But in R3 routing protocols, is there any entry for TAN network? No. No. Yes. Yes, there is one entry. Okay. So actually I am using default version over here. So let me show you IP protocol on R2. Go to R2 and show IP protocol. Okay, let me maximize it. Okay, so I am using default version here. So this router will send to RIP version 1 and receive from any version, right? So this router can receive. I am running default version over here, right? So this router will receive update from any version, from RIP version 1 and from RIP version 2 as well. But this router will send the prefix, the update with the only router where I am running RIP version 1. So this router is not going to. Okay, let me check again what this router is saying. R2, right? Send version 1 and receive any version. Okay. So send version 1. So this router will send update to R1, right? Because I am running version 1 over here and I am running version 2 over here. So R2 will never share update with R3. So why there is entry in R3 routing table, right? Why there is entry? Okay, let me check on R1. So IP root RIP. Is there any entry for 12? Yes, there is one entry. Let me do troubleshooting over here. Go to R2. Okay, let me ping from R1 to R3. Let me ping first. Am I able to ping or not? Let me check. Ping 172.168.10.1 and source will be 10.1.1.1. So will it ping? I think it will not ping, right? It will not ping. But why it's not pinging? If the root is available in the routing table, so IP root. So yes, there is one entry. Go to R2. So IP root. Yes, there is entry for 10 network and for 17 network. Go to R3. So IP root. No. Now you can see there is no any entry for 10 network. That's I was talking about, right? There will be no entry for 10 network because R2 will never advertise this prefix to the router where I am running version 2. because I am running default version over here. So default version will receive update from any version, but default version will send prefix to the only RIP version 1 and default version, right? And default version. So this router R2 is not going to advertise this prefix to R3. So that's why here I am not getting network 10.0.0.0.0. So this is how we can troubleshoot RIP, right? You can troubleshoot in large network as well, and a small network as well. But if I want to make communication possible between R1 and R3, right? Actually, what I want that R2 should share the prefix of 10.0.0.0/8 to R3. What I can do? If anyone knows, please write your answer in comment. Then how I can make communication possible between R1 and R3? How R2 will start sending update about 10 prefix to R3? Anyone have idea? If anyone have idea, please share. Right now, I am going to show you how you can do this. Right, this is a part of CCNP Advanced. CCI. This is a part of CCI. Now go to interface. On which interface? Interface fast Ethernet 0/1, which is connected to my router R3, where I am running version 2. Go to this interface. Actually, I am going to tell to R2 that please share 10 prefix to R3, right? On which interface? On 0/1 interface. So I am going to send IP. I am going to say IP RIP send version 2. Yes. Now you can check the routing table of R3. Just wait. Yes. Now you can see there is one entry for 10 network. Now communication will happen. 172.168.10.1 and source will be 10.1.1.1. Now it's pinging. Yes, now it's pinging. Fine. So guys, this is how you can configure RIP, how you can troubleshoot RIP, right? In large network as well. So that's all for today, right? So today's agenda was to make you clear each and everything about RIP version 1, about RIP version 2, and about default version of RIP. So default version, if I am running default version on any router, so that router will receive update from any version, from the version 1, from the version 2, right? From default version, right? But default version router will send update to only RIP version 1. Not going to advertise with the version 2. So you have to run this command if you want to share this the default version router to the version 2. You have to run this command. Go to interface. After that, on that interface, run IP RIP send version 2. Right? So that's all for today, guys. If you like this video, please hit on like button. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe this channel, right? I am uploading this type of video every day, right? So whenever I will upload next video, you will get notified, right? So that's all for today. Please subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed this channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching. That's all for today. We will meet in next video, right? Till then, stay safe. Thank you.